I thought today something I could talk about is what if your thoughts, your feelings, your desires aren't necessarily yours? That what if the things we experience internally, the feelings, the thoughts, the desires, are merely the feelings, thoughts, and desires that are just passing through us as they're returning back to the love and the light that they are. And they may be saying something about our experience or the choices we are making, but they don't have to be our thoughts, our feelings. And one of the things that keeps thoughts and feelings circulating in your field, never leaving, never clearing, is one, making choices that are leading to greater anxiety, making choices that are toxic or unsupportive towards you. Another thing is thinking that this experience of anxiety, this experience of depression is mine, that it's something that I need to change or fix. It's something that says something about me as a person. It's part of my identity. And the reality is, anytime you say something is yours, it's almost like your spirit or your soul is attaching a cord to that, and you become more connected to it. And it has a harder time returning back to the light that it is because of your identity to it. Because things often stay in our field when we think that they are us, or that they are something we are meant to always be experiencing. And the moment we say, my thoughts, my feelings, my fantasies are welcomed, however they want to show up, but they don't have to be me, they are just something that I am experiencing, is the moment that we become a little bit more free from, or we get a little bit more space from our thoughts and our feelings, our desires, that our thoughts and our feelings and desires are just telling us about the choices, telling us things about the choices we're making. How often, if we are having a really noisy mind, maybe we're feeding our mind too much, we're Google searching too much, scrolling too much, we're having something like anxiety. It's often the universe telling you need to slow down, to give your body more attention, to give yourself a little bit more care. So our feelings and our thoughts, they tell us stuff about our experience. But when we're experiencing a thought or a feeling, they're not necessarily yours. And if you want to think about life as life is an experience I'm having, but even the life itself, I will not take this life with me after I leave this body. And maybe can recall memories as a soul or a spirit moving into my next highest level embodiment or my next lifetime. But this lifetime is not mine. It's just something I'm experiencing. The feelings I'm having are not mine. There's something I'm experiencing, and maybe telling me something about my experience. If we're feeling sadness or we're feeling sorrow, that's telling us that we are just aware of things that we've lost. We're aware of loss, and the sadness and sorrow is helping wipe away or wash away the loss that we've gone through in order to clear space for the new. If we're feeling anger or rage, anger and rage is always a sign that we need space from people, we need space from a situation, we need space from thinking about a situation. And the moment we stop hyper-focusing on a person or an action or a situation is the moment our anger starts to resolve, because our anger is a protector and it's just saying, I need space. And the moment you give yourself space from a person, you set a boundary, or you just take some time away from them, or take out some time away from thinking about a situation at work, is the moment your anger starts to soften, because then you're listening to it. And so our feelings and our thoughts aren't anything wrong. They just don't have to be yours. They don't have to define you. They are something you're experiencing, and there's something that is telling you something about your experience. If you find your mind is hyper-focused on dreaming about things outside of your present moment, maybe there's a part of you that wishes life wasn't happening the way it's happening. It's using those thoughts as a way of escaping this moment. And there's nothing you need to change and fix about that other than loving the part of you that doesn't want to be here in the moment, in the present. And the more you love that part, the less and less that pattern will show up. And so when we think about our thoughts and our feelings, and we allow them to be things that we experience and things that tell us stuff about our experience without having to be part of our identity, it's the moment we become more and more free from whatever we're feeling and thinking, and they have less power over us based on us having less of an identity to them. Another aspect that helps free you from any thoughts and any feelings is the willingness to face and feel whatever you're experiencing. If you're experiencing sadness, your sadness is never going to heal by you trying to push it down, avoid it, or binging or grabbing, reaching for something that will make you feel more numb so you don't have to feel it. Your sadness starts to heal the moment you go, if this is something I'm experiencing, it's something it's something that's meant to be welcome. And something that's internal that you're feeling or thinking is always something that's meant to be welcome. And people outside of us or experiences we're having, as long as we're not being disrespected, mistreated, actively hurt and harmed, then our experiences outside of us that are happening are something that are also meant to be welcome, because everything happens as a way of making you more of a mature, responsible, powerful version of yourself, whether that's tragedy and loss or incredible levels of gain and prosperity and love and connection. And it's whatever you need to help welcome in your next more empowered version of yourself. And that's why everything happens in our life. And sometimes things will happen where we need to set boundaries, but oftentimes all we really need is stronger communication and stronger honesty. Most of the time when people say things that feel a little sharp, feel a little aggressive, feel like kind of hurtful, one of the ways to see if there's someone that's meant to be more in your life is if you're honest with them and say, hey, that made me feel like shit. Can you please speak to me in a kinder, more loving way, or I'm going to have to remove myself? If you said something like that to them, can they hear that and change? Can they go, oh, I didn't mean to, or oh, I was just trying to offer some advice. I'm sorry that put you, I didn't know what I was saying, blah, blah, blah. If they hear it and they change the behavior, then there's someone that maybe you choose to spend more time with, and you always have a choice. But if they hear that and they just use it as a way to project more on you, or they try and flip it and gaslight you, probably someone who's not really meant to be in your life. And so the greatest boundary you'll ever have is just being honest. And honesty will always show you who can receive your love, because if they can't receive your honesty, they can't receive your love. And if they can receive your honesty, then you have the choice of how much more, how little time you wish to spend with them. But if you bring things to people's awareness and they change, then and you like spending time with them, then you're free to spend as much more time with them as you want. And that's really what we learn on a spiritual journey, is I don't need so much boundaries as I just need to be honest. And the more I'm honest, the more I clearly see who is right and who is wrong for me. And the more I bring things up in the moment when they bother me, the more people are able to treat me how I'd like to be treated. And so when we're thinking about our thoughts and our feelings, Our feelings, our thoughts, our experiences are an invitation to face and feel them. And if we need to take action by being honest, then we do it. But oftentimes our feelings and our thoughts will have the same experience until we go, can I welcome this? Can I take the thoughts and feelings that I'm experiencing and go, you are welcome to sit in my heart and my mind for as long as you need to, in order to return back to the light that you are. And the moment you start to talk to your thoughts and feelings that way is the moment they go, thank you for acknowledging me. And I will now start to dissolve back into the light slowly, and I'll probably come back up many more times. But you are starting to learn what I was here to teach you, which is, can you just be authentic with your experience? Because being authentic with your experience is just being yourself. And our thoughts and our feelings are trying to get us to our most empowered, authentic, true version of ourselves by being able to sit and welcome things that are uncomfortable. Because there's a lot of chaos and complication on this world, and we're only going to find peace on the planet by first finding it in ourselves. And that comes with, I welcome and acknowledge whatever I'm experiencing internally, and for most of the time, as long as people are being respectful, also externally as well. And if I'm experiencing pain or anxiety or depression, can I take it as a moment to vocalize the thing that I'm experiencing as a way of honoring it and healing it and stepping more into my power of just being honestly and authentically myself? If I'm experiencing pain, can I say, I'm in so much pain today and I fucking hate it. Pain sucks. I don't like experiencing it, but it's something I'm experiencing. I wish pain would go away, but pain is here, and I'm just going to sit with this pain because I know it's only going to get better by me taking action steps if I need to take care of my body better, or to find something that will help me. But I allow pain to sit with me as long as I need to. And the moment we acknowledge our pain is the moment pain goes, you have less and less that you have to learn from me by your willingness to just be able to vocalize your experience. Because all people that are authentic are just vocally themselves, and they don't try and hide what they're experiencing, and they don't try and hide aspects of themselves, but they are truly themselves based on them meeting the moment exactly as it is and being able to honor, acknowledge whatever they're experiencing as a moment to step into more of their power and more of who they are by just being able to be with that experience. And if you're experiencing something like anxiety, I like saying thank you. You don't have to say thank you, but you could just say, thank you, anxiety, for being here with me. I see this anxiety. I don't necessarily like anxiety, but I recognize the anxiety is telling me something about my experience, most likely that I need to slow down, and also that it's helping me learn to sit with something that's uncomfortable. And so I welcome anxiety as a way of accepting the growth I'm currently going through. And if you just start talking about anxiety, talking about a feeling, talking about a thought, you're acknowledging it. And the moment you acknowledge something is the moment that thing starts to dissolve. And yes, it will probably come up many more times, but at gentler and gentler degrees, because as you vocalize something, as you express it, even in art, is the moment that you are welcoming it, and welcoming your experience is how you become your true self. So I hope that helps, and thank you for listening.